Imagine releasing one of the best-selling rap albums of all time, selling over 30 million records worldwide, becoming one of the biggest artists on the planet, and then making even more money from a bottle of flavored water. In 2007, when Coca-Cola bought Vitaminwater's parent company for $4.1 billion, rapper 50 Cent reportedly walked away with an estimated $100 to $150 million before taxes, more than many artists earned from decades of hit records. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. 50 Cent didn't invent Vitaminwater. He didn't build the company. He wasn't the CEO. So how did a rapper become one of the biggest winners from one of the largest beverage acquisitions in history? The answer wasn't music. It was leverage. Before he was making boardroom deals, Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, was fighting for survival. Growing up in South Jamaica, Queens, life was far from glamorous. His mother died when he was just 8 years old, and he grew up in a neighborhood where violence and poverty were part of everyday life. As a teenager, he became involved in drug dealing before eventually deciding to pursue music. Even that path was filled with obstacles. In 2000, just as his career seemed ready to explode, 50 Cent was shot 9 times outside his grandmother's house. Many people believed his career was over before it even started. Instead, the shooting became part of his legend. Unable to get support from major labels, he flooded the streets with mixtapes, building a reputation through relentless work and determination. His consistency eventually caught the attention of Eminem, who introduced him to Dr. Dre. Together, they signed him to Shady Records and Aftermath Entertainment. Then came 2003. Get Rich or Die Trying exploded onto the charts, selling nearly 1 million copies in its first week in the United States. Songs like In Da Club became global hits, and within months, 50 Cent had transformed from an unknown artist into one of the biggest names in entertainment. Money was pouring in from albums, concerts, merchandise, movies, and video games. Everything seemed unstoppable. But while most artists focused on spending their money, 50 Cent was already thinking about ownership. In the early 2000s, a relatively small company called Glacio was trying to change the beverage industry. Instead of selling ordinary bottled water, the company created something different: Vitaminwater. The idea was simple: take water, add vitamins and minerals, create interesting flavors, and position it as a healthier alternative to traditional soft drinks. But the company had a major challenge. Very few people knew about it. Glacio needed attention, and they needed a way to connect with younger consumers. Instead of simply paying 50 Cent millions of dollars for a traditional endorsement deal, they offered him something much more valuable: equity. That single decision changed everything. Rather than receiving a one-time payment that disappeared after a few commercials, 50 Cent received ownership in the company's future success. He became involved with a customized Vitaminwater flavor called Formula 50, and his name, image, and influence became connected to the brand. It wasn't just another celebrity advertisement. He had a reason to make the company grow, because if Vitaminwater succeeded, he succeeded. This is what made the deal so different. Most celebrity partnerships follow a simple formula. A company pays a celebrity. The celebrity appears in advertisements. The campaign ends. Everyone moves on. But equity changes the entire relationship. Now both sides are working toward the same goal: increasing the value of the company. The bigger the brand becomes, the more everyone benefits. 50 Cent promoted Vitaminwater through interviews, appearances, and his massive cultural influence. The product became associated with his image, his lifestyle, and his success. Meanwhile, Vitaminwater itself was growing rapidly. Consumers were attracted to the colorful bottles, unique flavors, and the idea that they were choosing something healthier than soda. The company wasn't just selling water. It was selling a lifestyle built around fitness, energy, and success. However, the outcome was far from guaranteed. The beverage industry is one of the most competitive markets in the world. Global giants like Coca-Cola and Pepsi controlled enormous portions of the market, and thousands of smaller brands failed every year. Vitaminwater also faced criticism. Despite its healthy image, many of its flavors contained high levels of sugar, and critics questioned whether the product was truly healthier than traditional soft drinks. Some argued that the company was selling a perception of health more than actual nutrition. There was also a major risk with the celebrity partnership itself. Celebrity investments can fail. Audiences may reject the product, the brand may lose momentum, or the company could simply stop growing. If Vitaminwater had failed, 50 Cent's own Shoop stake could have become worthless. Instead of taking a guaranteed endorsement payment, he had chosen to bet on the company's future. So why did Vitaminwater become worth billions? The answer came down to several powerful business strategies. First was premium pricing. Ordinary bottled water was cheap, but vitamin water convinced customers to pay more by adding vitamins, colorful packaging, and strong branding. The company created a product that felt different from regular water. Second was distribution. Building a successful beverage brand requires getting products everywhere customers shop. Vitamin Water expanded into supermarkets, convenience stores, gyms, airports, restaurants, and vending machines. The more places consumers saw the product, the more valuable the brand became. Third was marketing psychology. People weren't simply buying vitamins or hydration. They were buying an identity. The flavors had names connected to ideas like energy, focus, and performance. Customers wanted to feel like they were making a smarter choice. Finally, celebrity influence accelerated the company's growth. 50 Cent wasn't just reading lines from an advertisement. He was part of the brand story, and his connection helped vitamin water become culturally relevant. By 2007, Coca-Cola recognized that vitamin water had become something much bigger than just another drink. Consumer habits were changing, and people were moving away from traditional sugary sodas toward alternative beverages. Vitamin water represented the future of the industry. Coca-Cola agreed to purchase Glacio for approximately $4.1 billion. For the company's investors, it was a massive payday. For 50 Cent, it was a life-changing moment. Although the exact percentage he owned was never publicly confirmed, reports estimated that he earned somewhere between $100 million and $150 million before taxes from the deal. Think about that. One investment, one partnership, one decision. It potentially earned him more money than years of music sales. The headlines focused on how much money he made, but the real story was how he structured the deal. Ownership beat endorsement. The success of vitamin water changed how many celebrities approached business. Instead of simply allowing companies to use their names, more celebrities began looking for ownership opportunities. The strategy became common among entertainers who wanted to build wealth beyond their main careers. Ryan Reynolds became known for his involvement with Mint Mobile. George Clooney helped build Casamigos Tequila. LeBron James invested in companies like Blaze Pizza. The idea was simple. Fame can create attention, but ownership creates wealth. 50 Cent's vitamin water deal helped demonstrate that a celebrity's greatest asset isn't just their popularity. It's their ability to create value and own a piece of the businesses they help build. After vitamin water, 50 Cent continued expanding beyond music. He moved into television production, creating the successful Power franchise. He invested in entertainment projects, negotiated business deals, and continued building his reputation as an entrepreneur. Not every investment became another vitamin water, and very few deals ever create that level of success. But the mindset remained the same. Instead of only earning money from his talent, he focused on owning assets that could continue growing without him constantly trading time for income. The biggest lesson from the vitamin water story is that wealth is often created through ownership. It's easy to look at 50 Cent's success and assume it was simply luck. A famous rapper met a growing company, made a deal, and got rich. But the deeper lesson is about choosing the right type of opportunity. Two celebrities can promote the same product. One might receive $10 million for an advertisement. Another might accept less upfront money but receive equity in the company. If the company fails, the first person may have made the better decision. But if the company becomes worth billions, the person with ownership can earn dramatically more. Equity changes the way people think. Employees focus on earning a paycheck. Owners focus on increasing value. Owners ask different questions. How can this company grow? How can we reach more customers? How can we make this brand more valuable? That mindset leads to different decisions and sometimes completely different outcomes. 50 Cent's biggest financial success didn't come from a platinum album. It didn't come from sold-out concerts. It didn't come from Hollywood. It came from understanding the difference between getting paid for promoting something and owning a piece of something that could grow. The next time you see a celebrity promoting a product, ask yourself one question. Are they simply being paid to advertise it, or do they actually own part of it? Because behind many of the world's biggest fortunes isn't just fame, it's equity. And sometimes, the smallest ownership stake can become worth far more than the spotlight itself.